network. Hi everyone, I'm Dave Baxter. I'm a junior at Ohio University. Just to give you a little quick context about myself, I like to say I'm passionate about three things. The first is leadership, where I'm a VP in the sales center right now, so I get to carry that out. The next is influence, and I study that through rhetoric or sales, or of course just motivating my team members. And then lastly is public speaking, and you get to see me live that out right in front of you right now. So getting right into it, we're talking about what I like to call my personal board of directors, or what most people might see it as your network. And I could talk to you about my network all day. I have a large network of friends and peers and mentors, but I'm going to focus on one small portion of it, and that's my OU family and how they've really shaped me into the person that's standing in front of you today. And when I think about a network, it's a lot more than just, hey, I know this guy on LinkedIn, he's going to get me this job. I think of it as the words of Epictetus. This is a philosopher 2,000 years ago, and he had it 100% correct. And he says the key to success is keeping company with people who uplift you and whose presence call forth your best. That's the goal of a network, is to have this group around of people coaching you and supporting you. So what does this personal board of directors look like? Who is in your personal board of directors? I like to say that there's the part of the board of directors of the people that you're mentoring. You might be 1, 5, 10, 15 years ahead of this person. You're coaching them, giving them leadership opportunities, allowing them to go places and speak. You're being mentored. The next is what I'm going to argue is the largest group, which is your peers, like my OU family. The people you're living around, the people that are in the same job as you, or maybe people going through the same things personally. You both just got married. I have a ton of college student peers. So today I'm going to be talking exactly about that, my OU family. And the only thing that brings my OU family together is our address, 52 Franklin Avenue, and the roof that we sleep under. And they are generally the people that drive my life around OU. They're the ones that are supporting me and giving me the motivation to succeed. So getting right into my OU family, we're going to talk about my roommate, Avery Pantolino, my first roommate. He's a mechanical engineer, and he couldn't be more different than me. This is from high school. I met Avery about 8 years ago, and we could not be more different. I was public speaking, communication, writing, struggling to pass pre-algebra. Avery was the complete opposite. Couldn't write very well, was afraid to get up in front of people and speak, but he was taking college-level math courses as a freshman in high school. And Avery's the person that's really shaped me and giving me a passion about science and mathematics. If it wasn't for Avery, first of all, I wouldn't know how the diesel engine works. But second of all, I couldn't be impressed by how a diesel engine works or how this whole building was built. I can actually be impressed by that after talking with Avery. And it says he's helped me succeed in physics. That's this year. Throughout my entire struggling from pre-algebra and freshman year of high school all the way up to college, Avery has been my personal tutor for mathematics. And I'm proud to say that I'm getting an A in a college-level physics course right now, and it's because of Avery Pantolino. My next roommate is Steve Sayway, and if you can't tell from the photo, he's a philosophy major. But he's not any normal philosophy major. He's an extraordinarily driven and passionate one. He's currently working on a 12-credit research project with master's, PhD, and professors. He's the only junior, undergraduate student working in this whole project. He's extraordinarily driven. But what I like to say Steve's best quality is that he is an extremely well-read individual. And any of you could walk into our house at 52 Franklin Avenue, take a seat down on one of our lightly used college couches, and maybe start to tell us a problem, whether it's a personal problem or something going on in business. And once you get that problem fully explained, Steve would jump up out of the couch, and this has happened to me multiple times. He'll sprint all the way upstairs, and you can hear some fumbling around upstairs, and he'll run back down with a book, and with no context, he doesn't tell you what he's doing. He'll just flip to a random page, and he'll start to read. And you'll go, what's going on? But then once you start to listen, you realize that what he's talking about applies 100% to whatever problem or issue you were talking about. And I like to say living with Steve is like living with some of the greatest authors and philosophers and writers in the world, from Aristotle and Socrates 2,000 years ago to David Foster Wallace and some of the biggest thought leaders today. Steve's the person that can give you that different perspective. Avery Wilcox is my next roommate, and he's a nutrition major, but I like to say that it's nowhere near his true passion. He happens to be a professional skateboarder. And you don't hear that every day, but he's one of the top 100 skateboarders in the entire nation. And he has the opportunity to travel the entire world for free to skate down these massive hills. Right there in that photo, he's probably going about 60 miles an hour. And he's really grown my love for actually getting out and being active. I'm not the most active person, but he works at a bike shop, and he's given me a physical way to go out. He got me set up with a bike. He taught me how to do all the gears and stuff. I didn't even know gears existed on bikes. And gave me this physical outlet. So living with a professional athlete's really shown me a way to go out and get rid of some of my stress. My next roommate's Nate Murray. He's a visual communication major, which basically means he does video. And again, he's a driven one. Nate just accepted an internship where he'll be living in New York City for 6 months. He's working with Miss Universe, and he's going to get to travel to around 13 different countries during those 6 months. Nate's showing me about how his passions can lead to huge success, and he's actually passionate about sustainability. You might have heard of Elon Musk with his Solar City, the Tesla cars. So that's Nate's hero, and Nate's the person that's actually gotten sustainability into my life. I will admit that my dad used to have to follow me around the house, turning off lights, completely shutting off the faucets, and he hated it. So once I got to college and started to live with Nate, he would scold me for these things, and I've actually gotten really good about it. We recycle at our house. I turn off all the lights now, and he's the person that's gotten me the idea into my head that you just kind of have to start on this path of being a little sustainable, turning off the lights, and really getting into it. And our last roommate is Hayden Roberts. Hayden's actually a lot older than us because he had to take a few years off school to beat cancer. He's actually 26 right now, and he's the big father figure in our life because of that. So if any of you would come home into our house, Hayden's the guy that'll go, "Hey bud, how was your day today?" And we have the whole scene down, and I tell him how my day went. But really what Hayden's taught me is what a true passion looks like. He has put on nonprofit music festivals for about the past 3 years, and over those 3 years he's raised tens of thousands of dollars for cancer research institutions, as well as getting over 1,000 people into what they call the bone marrow registry, which means they just take a little bit of your saliva on the inside of your cheek, and then they'll know if your bone marrow is a match for someone else. It turns out that bone marrow matches are a very low percentage, so it's important that you get a ton of people registered so they have the chance to save a life. So seeing what Hayden's true passion looks like has really given me that chance to think about what I'm passionate about. And although I haven't found my true passion, living with Hayden's shown me what that looks like. So I say my board equals my network. My board of directors, these people around me, is what supports me. They're the people who coach me and uplift me throughout my life. And they're really the ones that I rely on when I'm going through a hard time. Before this speech, I'll admit I got 2 texts, 1 photo, and a sticky note on my door this morning from my roommates telling me, "Hey, good luck. I know this is a big opportunity for you. I hope you do well." So they are the people that are going to be communicating with me, keeping me motivated throughout my struggles, or big opportunities like this. So I just want to leave you with this quote. It's from Emerson, and actually Steve gave me this quote when I told him I was doing this speech, and he says, "Our chief want in life is somebody who shall make us do what we can." And I know everybody in this room has done some amazing things, but I'm gonna have to guess you didn't get here alone, whether it was just someone giving you that little push you needed, that little thumbs up, or the little good luck text that I read about 20 minutes ago before I had to go up here. So I'm gonna encourage you to reach out to your board and foster that board and grow so that they can go out and coach you and continue these great opportunities. Thank you.